All right, my fellow smaller YouTube content creators, let's gather here so we can finish this experiment together. Like I was saying in my last video, what could start off as a blessing could sometimes end up as a curse. It really can. Because, like I said, that's what me wanting to see how things work, the pattern in things, is what kind of got me to the YouTube platform that ultimately led me to where I'm at right now. Originally, it was just basically for research alone. That was back in 2018 when I first jumped on board the YouTube platform. As I was doing that research, I end up finding some of the things that I was looking for. And I can get into that a little bit later when I'm talking about what I actually came there for at the time, and it was gathered around the concept of what I had learned in the little game rooms, where they basically put like a predetermined ticket on a video game, and I looked at that predetermined ticket somewhat like a lottery ticket. So I started doing research on lottery tickets, trying to see a pattern in the lottery tickets, in the hope that, to make a couple of dollars off the lottery. Because remember, during that time, I had funds, but it wasn't something that was consistent enough to pull me out of what I needed to get pulled out in. So I had developed a system of my own, how I can not really use my funds to go but make money at these little places. But they used to do this thing where they was giving out like a free dollar. Well, in today's time, you probably get it as free information, but a free dollar to kind of help you out and get you started. And I would try to use that little bit of money in order to, when something was getting ready to drop. And that kind of took me on that journey to where I was able to make money there. Then I was trying to figure out something as far as the tickets. I was also doing my own personal thing because I was a cleaner at the time. And then I had a basket business that I had as well, that I would make personalized baskets with people or whatnot. And I was still trying to see whether or not I could hold on to the prepaid legal program that I was doing. And this is kind of where YouTube entered into my life. So when I jumped on to YouTube, it was, like I said, basically just research. Then it was more research on the tickets. Then it turned to, I got to figure out how can I make this work with the little money that I have. So my intrigue turned on to budgeting, which kind of pulled me away from the gambling aspect of learning stuff on YouTube about that. And then I started focusing my mind on saving and budgeting, which took me on my financial journey, which took me on trying to become more stable, which led me to better opportunities and so forth. It kind of got my life back on track. But that was just like the spiral that I was in, and I was kind of like coming up out of that spiral. But that's where YouTube came into play. So like I was saying previously, even though I had my channel for about 6 years or whatever, I didn't really get into doing the recording of the videos, or really even trying to make a profit from it, really, or trying to become a content creator until just here recently, because I want to know what really makes this work. And what really kind of got my interest in that was a newer upcoming content creator, DoorDash, who did DoorDash. And I was just intrigued with how fast she was able to, and she was on there for 4 years. So everybody was trying to discredit her about, well, she's been on there for 4 years. Okay, but it was within these last couple of months that she exploded. Now, that kind of intrigued me to, if I really become consistent at what I'm doing, then maybe I could make this work in ways I couldn't make it work before, which led me down another research path on researching the research, which was YouTube, the actual channel. And from that, I had like a bit of a crash course a little bit, but I also had where it took me down a rabbit hole, so to speak. And in saying that, I want to give a shout out to YouTuber who he said he wrote a song or something called The Rabbit Hole, but his name is Steezy. I hope I'm saying it right. C-C-STEEZE. That's his channel. But when he first started off on his channel, first I almost clicked off. But then he said, as I'm thinking about take you down this rabbit hole, I was like, I was just saying the same thing about your video. I feel like it was taking me down a rabbit hole. But I'm glad that did that, because it gave me enough time to really just stop and listen to what he was saying. And he was saying some pretty good informational stuff that could help other people out. And I made a little comment on his post, and he wrote me back. I wrote him back or whatnot. But that's why you can't be so quick to just jump off people's stuff. You know, I've been guilty of that myself. Just click on, oh, this ain't what I want, and then click off. You might be clicking off right when they're getting ready to release some gems that you can take you to that next level. But in saying that, I want to say this: YouTube, being a content creator, is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not. Has it happened? Yes. So for those that be telling y'all to quit your jobs, quit your 9 to 5, quit your stable income, don't ever do that. The road to success and building wealth is to add, not take away. So add to whatever you're doing until eventually either you can create something of your own, or you can merge over to one thing that's providing you eventually. 1 or 2 times is not what you need in order to jump ship to something else. Of course, unless that something else is making you millions or trillions or billions of dollars, then okay, you hit the lucky lottery of all times. But if that doesn't happen, you need to add to what you're doing. Don't take away. Just figure out a way to incorporate all those things. And me, myself, personally, I'm in transportation and I've done it all. I've worked for cab companies. I worked for myself in my transportation business. I did Uber. I did DoorDash. I've done Instacart. I've done stuff that will keep you occupied for 12 and 15 hours a day, which after you get rest, you really don't have much time to do anything. So I completely get why DoorDash was telling people to leave the 9 to 5 if this was going to work for you, because it'll alleviate and give her back more time that she did not have. So I want to put that in here so that people can be more realistic when they're looking at anything. Nothing should you just stop just because you found something new, because you don't know how it's going to go yet. You know, even if you hit a good lick or whatever, that don't mean it's going to be a good look for here to eternity until you decide to check out of here or just stop working altogether because you just built your empire and you don't need to work another day of your life, right? So maybe, that those words wasn't wise, but it was those words that got people to look at her information in order to even see what she was doing. So to her, maybe that was her grabbing people's attention or whatever. But back to what I was speaking on, as far as small content creators, we have to be cautious because we're eager. We are what a lot of companies consider eager on fire, ignorance on fire. So we're ready to jump here or jump there, for whatever information that we're getting. Make sure that the information that you are receiving is true. Do your research on it. Don't just go off of somebody on YouTube giving you information, self-included. What I tell you, anything I tell you, I'm going to try to make sure it's as honest to God, the truth as possible. But if there is something I tell you that end up being, somebody want to discredit it or whatever, it's a possibility. Could it be wrong? I'm human. I might have made a mistake. I might have said something off. But one thing about me is I'm going to go figure it out. You bring it to my attention. If I'm wrong, I'm finna go see and research to see whether or not I did. And if I did, I will go ahead and make clarifications of that. So I'm saying all that to say small YouTube channels need to be cautious and need to be very careful, because one, it already takes a lot for you to get into this. One, it even takes even more of your dedication and time to stay with this. Then you have to deal with, you're going to get people on your side, but you're going to get just as many people that are against you. So it becomes a mental type thing as well to keep you on this path. So I want to start off with my, in talking with this experiment, it is geared a lot to the smaller channels, because unlike the bigger channels, the smaller channels, what bigger channels have for them is numbers, strictly numbers. They got the numbers working for them. So the information that they might be putting out, will the number of subscribers and stuff will pretty much overtake what they are saying to a certain extent. But if they don't keep it interesting, they're gonna taper off, or people aren't gonna watch their videos. But what pushes them is the quantity, not necessarily the quality of subscribers they got, but the quantity of subscribers that they have. And I've heard it where people are like, oh, it really doesn't matter about the subscribers. As a small YouTuber, it does. It matters about the subscribers as well as it matters about the views. In a previous video I made here, what I once viewed as a view really isn't a view, because like I was saying, I thought a view was they watch it the whole video. That's what I'm thinking, but no, it's really the first couple of seconds to a minute of them actually clicking on the video. That's what considered a view. What keep people coming back is how long you can keep them engaged into the conversation that you're having. So you got to make it interesting. You got to make it to where someone wants to talk or listen to you, or try to talk with you or engage with you about whatever you are putting out there. So let's be mindful, when we small YouTubers get to where the big time YouTubers are, let's be mindful of always making sure we're trying to help our fellow content creator. Never get so big that you're looking down on the ones that's coming up under you, because it could be the very one that's up under you, shoot over you and surpass you. So don't be around here judging absolutely nobody, whether you've been here long or you're just jumping in, or you've been some here and this, like me. You've been here, you've been gone, you've been here, you've been gone. Never take that attitude where nobody can show you anything, nobody can teach you anything, nobody can lead you anywhere, right? But one thing I have seen with